well, in this video we're going to talk about the soil conditioner and the difference between it and the landscape rake and what this does versus it. We're also going to cover some key safety aspects and then obviously some operating tips that we've gotten from our customers and from our own experience in the industry.
Absolutely. So great soil prep attachment. As you can see here, we're going over some pretty hard-packed ground and also very unlevel ground. So this attachment, when you use it properly, it really breaks up the soil, breaks up those dirt clumps, and is a tool meant to leave the ground ready to seed afterwards. So most people will run this attachment going forwards. You can run it backwards as well. In my opinion, it tends to work better, going forwards. You have better visibility. This hydraulic angle attachment here, you can manually or hydraulically angle this while you're inside the cab. So a lot of times guys will angle it one way or the other to windrow that debris off to the side as you're using it. The depth is set hydraulically as well by those wheels up front. You can raise and lower them to set the depth of your drum. So a soil conditioner is a very fast spinning drum with carbide teeth on it. I want to say there's something like 150 or 200 teeth, something like that. I think it's 190 something. So it spins around very fast, and as you can see, it obliterates the soil, breaking that up. So it's a great attachment for ground prep, especially for hard pan grounds.
Yeah, and what I find, a lot of guys use these to grade out their, your dirt bike track in the spring after it's hard packed and everything dries out. Maybe your hunting trails. It makes the soil and your ride so much smoother. If you ride four-wheelers or UTVs or whatever, it's fantastic for that. But it's also great for if you're going to prepare a part of your property for planting, if you're going to prepare a part of your property for maybe building a barn or getting ready to do a driveway or something like that. Sure, you can use a bucket to scoop the driveway out and then put your stone in, but really the soil conditioner gets it completely prepped and ready for, hey, let's put that fabric down and put the rock on top. So many different applications for homeowners, especially if you're I mentioned this with the landscape rake video. If you have an old pool that you took down and now there's just that ugly eyesore there, if you hit it with a soil conditioner, you almost don't even need to plant grass because that grass is just going to grow back. Obviously you're going to have weeds in there and stuff, but as long as you're mowing it, that grass naturally will spread itself over that nice fresh turned soil.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you don't really want to operate this in water though.
You don't, no. It tends to get pretty sticky and it gums up quick. So the drier soils is really where this shines. So it'll handle, as you can see in this video, we go over some spots where it has a little bit of water. That's not going to hurt it, but generally speaking, it should be pretty dry when you go to use this attachment.
Yeah, you kind of want to think of it as if there's water there, is there going to be enough soil to kind of make sure the water isn't turning into mud. So as you can see, right? As you can see, you're throwing up enough soil there where you can cover maybe a ½ inch of standing water, where it's not going to gum it up. But if you're trying to go through a mud bog with it and just try to be like, oh, let's spread all the water around,
it just turns more of a mess.
Soup, exactly. And
but that's okay. We'll rent you another machine when it turns drier to fix what you did. So this is a great attachment. You just got to watch out for. As you can see, debris flies pretty far with this, so just make sure that there's no one standing around.
Do you know the standard set-off distance for this?
I don't, but I want to say it would probably be at least 100 feet because of the distance that it throws. Material. And also make sure that you're running it as it should be down on the ground and not up in the air, just to avoid throwing anything right back into the cab at you. It's best to use with an enclosed cab if possible, especially in the dusty, drier conditions. It gets pretty dirty, and it's nice to be in the air-conditioned machine. So give us a call. We definitely rent those, out. Nice late model, low-hour machines with AC in the summertime. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
From a safety aspect, just make sure that there's no one around. The last thing you want to do while trying to get your task accomplished is injure somebody. Yeah,
I've heard stories from landscapers and stuff of people's dogs running up and that drum doesn't stop spinning. So just keep everything that you want alive or unharmed or undamaged away from that spinning drum. It does not stop. It's got thousands of pounds of pressure behind it.
Absolutely. And also, from a damage to the equipment case, just make sure that you're paying attention to the hoses there. You can see as it's hooked up, as they run to the attachment to the machine, just to make sure when you angle that drum, you're not angling it back onto the hoses, and just make sure they're securely fastened up out of the way so they don't get run over by the tracks. As well. So
if you have a manual conditioner, there's a pin there, and you can reach in and grab that pin. When the machine, obviously what you do is you lift it up, leave it level, you can lift that pin up, and then you can actually physically move and angle the drum side yourself. And then you drop the pin back in to lock it in place. So if you're looking for a 45-degree angle or something like that, you can do that. I don't know if it does 45. I don't know what the angling is.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great. We're going to go with 45. Somebody can let us know in the comments how wrong we are. But as far as smooth operation and another attachment that homeowners can rent from us that just it's a no-brainer attachment if you have trails or if you're looking for that smoother ride, short of tilling your property and your trails. This is the next best thing, and it certainly smooths it out.
And we have so many people that rent it that are a little intimidated by it, and we give them a basic rundown on how to operate it, and at the end of the rental, they're ready to tackle their next project with it or start their own landscaping business because they're pretty much an expert with it. So it's a lot of fun to run, and as we've said in the landscape rake videos, that this actually is a complement to the landscape rake and vice versa. We see a lot of these attachments get rented together.
And then obviously call before you dig. We have the banner up there. That you can take a look at that. Make sure anytime you're going to use an attachment like this, engaging the ground, you're doing that. And if you want to add an attachment to this, like what's something complimentary people would use with this?
Just a standard bucket with this. The landscape rake, not really any type of grapple buckets or anything like that. But if you're prepping soil like this, a hydro seeder is a great option to think about as well. If you're planting, seed. As far as grease points on this machine, you'll have points where the wheels move up and down on that cylinder there. The angle points on the main pin where that drum angles left and right. And then also just making sure, as you can see on the side of the motor there, the hoses that stick out. So if you're getting close to a building, just make sure that you're paying attention to where those hoses stick out on the side of the hydraulic motor, so you're not hitting anything with them and ripping those hoses off or damaging the hydraulic motor.
Well, that's what we got. I'm sure we missed some things. Those of you that are landscapers or contractors who are better operators than we'll ever be, and I'm sure you'd let us know that. Let us know in the comments and give us suggestions of some other things maybe you want to see some footage of, and maybe have a conversation about. Share what you know with the people that are watching this video, and let's build some more industry knowledge so people can get more involved.
Absolutely.